institutions. There is a natural tension between the political leaders and career civil servants. Since public sector is a non-profit organization that works for citizens, ethics and integrity are considered key elements in training new leaders, in particular leaders that come from the private sector, so that to avoid conflict of interest. Simplify internal rules and procedures. Increase access to transparency and oversight. Improving the delivery of services through decentralized governance leadership. Strengthen accountability and transparency through mechanisms such as e-government and ICT. Promote trans-border trade and economic cooperation. Organize regional workshops to create networks between associations for sharing best practices. Encourage local leaders to undertake a decentralization exercise with a clear objective, with a strong vision and clear endpoint. Strengthening public sector leadership through education and training. Training should be continuous and career of civil servants. The UN could facilitate meetings with high-level public sector leaders so that they are exposed to new ideas as well as the importance of ethical behavior. The UN could develop guidelines on improving training of high civil servants and politicians and assist governments in defining criteria for public administrators' selection. Educate political leaders about importance of public servants, stability of public administration. Provide a dialogue between politicians, public administrations and private sector. Create practical programs, learning by doing. Increase cooperation between the countries through exchange programs. Organize annual conference under the joint umbrella of United Nations, Department of Economic and Social Affairs, Division for Public Administration and Development Management, and network of institutes and schools of public administration in Central and Eastern Europe, with the purpose to exchange experience of the different programs implemented over preceding year. Establish regional, educational and training systems and develop sub-regional programs. Make best practice information more available to practitioners through the IT. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malitikov, for your presentation. And now I have the pleasure to call to the podium Ms. Heidrun Silawi, State Secretary of the Federal Chancellery of the Republic of Austria, who will brief us on the result of the Regional Forum for Europe, which took place in Rome last month.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellencies, esteemed colleagues, distinguished delegates. I consider it a special honor and a great pleasure to speak to you about the conclusions that were drawn by the chair of the Regional European Forum on Reinventing Government concerning the topic of a transformational government in Rome, 21st of May 2007. Even more, so since Vienna has been most fortunate to be chosen to host the 7th Global Forum on Reinventing Government. On this occasion, I would like to convey again my gratitude to Italy and the United Nations for the successful holding of the Regional European Forum. Now let me give you an outline of the final conclusions that were reached on this Regional European Forum in the Italian capital last month. What we are all well aware is the fact that the world is changing at a rapid pace and government must be able to respond to these constant changes. In the area of public service, in particular, the system must be continuously refined to make it able to respond to individual, community and business-oriented needs. Government in Europe are already looking at ways to deliver network joined up or seamless government by transforming traditional administrations. E-government is a concept familiar to most employees of the public sector. IT tools play a large role in the way we communicate with each other and with the community at large. However, most countries have well understood that we reached a point where we need to look forward. Transformational government, also related, is a step beyond the mere use of technology. Transformation of the public sector is a process leading to a change in the organization of public administrations that becomes interoperable, simple, transparent, dynamic, driven by users and equipped for continuous change. But how we are to proceed? Where lays the key concept of transformational government? Participations on the forum have agreed that this shift requires a deep change in bureaucracy, transforming government into an interconnected, modernized organism that will continue to develop with our changing world and changing technologies. Once ICT simplification and modernization tools are implemented and, given the importance of human resources, a culture for innovation and service delivery are spread in the public service, public administration will continue to evolve on its own and will keep government up to date with the ever-changing needs of customers. It was also recognized that government must become more responsive, reliable, efficient and transparent in order to increase citizen trust. This concept is an integral part of citizen-centered government where citizens also participate in policy making. To achieve these objectives, it is necessary to create a culture of shared services. Government offices should not longer be isolated pockets of information and services, but instead should work together and with their citizens to better serve the community. This coordination prevents waste in terms of time, energy, resources, and information. Taking into consideration these elements and the importance to pursue a coordinated effort at European, national, and local level to successfully move in these directions, participation committed themselves to continue and strengthen a dialogue on these issues, setting up an open-ended working group with the aim to share experience, compare successfully practices, measuring government performances in a cooperative effort with EU and OECD, and exploit possible forms of cooperation. The group will also engage developing countries in this effort. Participants agreed to continue this dialogue in other venues, in particular on the occasion of the 7th Global Forum for Reinventing Government today here in Vienna. This was in short the outcome of Regional European Forum. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lauri, for your very succinct presentation. We have now concluded the presentation of the results of the regional